Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy, I'm PVD here bringing you another video today. And today guys, we're back on GS, man. I want to say first and foremost though, sorry for all the lack of uploads recently. I know that it's been kind of slowing down because I usually, for a while there, I was like uploading like every other day. Then before then I was uploading like every day, so you know I was trying to keep that track, but I kind of like lost it because recently in GS, yes, we did get all the announcements from Crunchyroll Expo, but there's nothing really to do in GS right now. Everybody's kind of burnt out on it, or not really burnt out, I want to say, just kind of like they don't really feel like playing it, including myself. I don't really feel like playing it too much. Thank God Pokemon Masters came out, because that's what I've been investing all my time into, that in the city of Opera Omnia. So it's been like kind of like you know what I mean, the entire time, even for streams, because I've been wanting to stream recently, but I don't want to play GS and stuff. I've been trying to stream some other games. But with all that being said, let's not get too off topic. I want to talk about the future of Grand Summoners and what you should be saving your crystals for, in my personal opinion, with the upcoming everything, I guess, that's coming to the game that we got announced at Crunchyroll Expo. So, OP, what is this video going to be about? Like I just said, it's going to be about the future and what you should be saving for. I did this before at the beginning of the year with the Blood Knights, and now we're back at it again for the middle of the year till like early mid 2020. So OP, what should I be saving for? So let me just tell you right now, I won't be covering the banners in between the events that got announced. So this picture right here shows you everything that will be announced, or not announced, but everything that is coming out in that time period. Now, of course, you know, it doesn't say like actual months or anything. It just says like years and like early, mid, late, and stuff like that. So keep that in mind, but this is what I'll be talking about. Also, let me just say too, like I just said, I won't be covering units that specifically. I will not be going in depth about each unit on this stuff, because that has other videos. I'll have other videos about that stuff, going in depth about all the other Blood Knights, all the Season 2 Blood Knights. Whenever they actually release all the ninjas, Dark Fin, Dark Cane, and all of that. So keep that in mind if you are watching this video and you want me to explain and, you know, go in detail of all of these units. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm more so just going to be saying what you should be saving for, in my personal opinion, and what I think you'll get the most value out of. So let's start. Also, I'll keep this picture up on screen so you guys can use it as a reference whenever I'm talking about stuff, so you guys can see when stuff is coming out. So in September 2019, which is of course this month, we'll be having the first Season 2 Blood Knight to release, which is Swick, or Swordsman Berwick. Swordsman Berwick is a fire attacker unit. He is pretty solid. He is not actually S tier though. The thing that's crazy about all Season 2 Blood Knights is none of them are actually S tier. Some of them are really good, like for example Duke. Duke is a extremely good breaker. He becomes the best breaker in the entire game, but that does not mean that everybody else is S tier. Not even Duke is S tier. They're all like A tier units, so they're all skippable. With that being said though, let me talk about Swordwick a little bit more. So Swordsman Berwick is a little bit, he's kind of like I want to say he is good. He's not gonna power creep Vox, however, don't expect that. That's not happening till later on, and I know a lot of people are gonna get mad. They're like, wait, what do you mean later on? There is a unit that comes out that is stronger than Vox still, well, damage wise. So Swick, I would personally say that you don't need this unit. You don't at all. Like all of the Season 2 Blood Knights, you don't need any of them. All of them are kind of like I said, you know, not really too strong. Not like the original Blood Knights, like Thetis, Vox, Weaver. I said Weaver, holy shit. Thetis, Vox, Berwick, and Riviera. They're not like them at all. Pretty much all of them are A tier units. None of them are required. So this banner is easily skippable. The only reason why I see that you would not skip this banner is if you really like Swordsman Berwick and you want him. And also I want to say too is that if you want to build a physical nuke team, because Swordsman Berwick increases everybody's physical damage by 100%, along with Vox 100% crit chance. So you know that is that's gonna be some pretty nasty stuff if you want to make a physical nuke composition. If not though, you can do it without Swordsman Berwick. It's just that, you know, he definitely helps out a lot. If you want to do the physical nuke composition, of course you don't need it though. Moving on from that, we got October 2019. October 2019, we're gonna be having the Halloween stuff coming back. Now if it's the same stuff from last Halloween and then we don't get no new equipment or anything, well, gotcha equips, because we don't get any like specific unit for Halloween, but any of the equipment isn't necessarily required. So yeah, but however, you know, do keep up to date with my videos and everything. If something does change or they actually do add new equipment, you know, I'll be reporting on it and all that. In November, we actually have the Kill la Kill crossover returning. Now the Kill la Kill crossover is extremely good for veterans, new players, intermediate, whatever you want to call yourself. It's really good. So this crossover is really good because if you are a new player or if you missed Kill la Kill the first 2 times it came, Mako is one of the best support units in the entire game. She is still used in a lot of compositions, a lot of people still use her, and she is still really, really good. She's S tier. So if you need another support unit, if you need an art genner or something like that, you can get Mako. Mako will benefit you a lot. She is extremely good, and I would recommend you summon on this banner if you do not have Mako already. Now, however, if you are like me and you already have Mako, you don't need to summon on the actual summon banner at all. I wouldn't recommend you do it at all because Ryukoku and Sasuke isn't really like too top tier. You know, they're both solid units, but don't expect them to just do crazy amounts of stuff. So they're easily passable, easily skippable, unless you are a collector and you just want every crossover unit in the game, then I understand that. But if not, then you can easily skip this banner right here. However, if you are someone who already has Mako, I would still recommend that you summon on the gacha equipment banner because Goku uniform is one of the best items in the entire game. It is a 5-star support item that gives you 25 art gauge and I think a 25% damage buff. It has a super low cooldown and it is amazing. I'm going to be going really hard on this banner, trying to get as many Goku uniforms as I can. I want at least 2. If I can get any more than that, I'll be happy though. So definitely recommend summoning on the equipment gacha banner for Kill la Kill. However, I do not recommend summoning on the actual banner if you already have Mako. Now, actually, that is it for the big banners that we know about coming during that time period. Now, of course, the Season 2 Blood Knights will still be releasing. Like, for example, after Swordsman Warwick or Swick, it will be Rosetta, it will be Leone, and then it will be Duke. So it's very likely by the time we actually get to the 2-year anniversary, all of those Blood Knights will actually be out. So if that's the case, even then, my point still stands where you could skip all the Blood Knights. Me personally, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm skipping every single Season 2 Blood Knight because I don't need them. Now, of course, if you are wanting to make your Mono War team the best, a lot of people are going to say pull for Rosetta. I don't really like Rosetta. I still like the Weaver and like Nai's combination a little bit better, in my personal opinion. The reason for that is Rosetta takes 400 art gauge to even start art genning for her team, so I don't really like that at all. I would just rather have actual art gen just instantly, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm skipping all of the Season 2 Blood Knights. I'm not getting any of them and I don't care about it. And like I said, that's pretty much all the banners that we know about coming in between that period. Of course, other stuff can come up like new units and everything, so keep that in mind. However, in the 2-year anniversary, we will be having the Forever Summon again and the ALK banner that will be coming, the All-Stars ALK banner. So with that stuff, you know, I will be making videos on them individually with the Forever Summon, which unit will give you the most value and all that. I'll be making a video on all that, so I'm not going to talk about it too much here. Moving on from that, the end of 2019 to mid 2020. Now, here's the thing. I don't actually know if the Season 2, or not Season 2, but Year 2, we're actually going to get our first ninja. If that's the case, then that's pretty cool. But if we get our first ninja, her name is, I think, Mizuki. I could be heavily wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure her name is Mizuki. What do they do, OP? The ninjas themselves are actually not that bad. They're all pretty solid units. However, the first ninja that we get, which is the blue-haired girl that you see on your screen, she is not that great. Like, she's decent. She's really good for mines, which is what a lot of these ninjas are for. A lot of these ninjas are for mines specifically to help you beat mines and everything, because they may not be good in other parts of the game, but this unit right here is actually a complete, I think it's the Ifrit mines boss, if I'm not mistaken. She just destroys him. I'm talking about decimates him. So it's really, really good for you to have these units for mines specifically. Of course, you don't need these units, but they do make mines a lot easier. Now, with the ninjas themselves, I do actually want to talk about some other stuff too. There is one unit coming out that won't be released whenever the first ninja comes out. She'll be released a lot later, and this is the power creep, I want to say, to Vox, in damage at least, not like in everything Vox does, but in damage specifically. So there is a unit that comes out named Shuri. I'll put her up on screen right now. She looks absolutely amazing. She looks cool as hell. So what does she do, OP? She is a dark unit, and this is one of the only units that I'm actually going to break down, because this is one of the units that I'm saving for, and I think that you definitely should as well. So her skill is a 3,300% dark damage physical, and she reduces enemies' feint resistance by 30%. Feint resist down? What? Not only that, her normal art has a high chance of feigning the enemy for 10 seconds. However, here's the crazy part. She will reduce all enemies' damage resistance by 25%. If an enemy is feinted by this art, which is a pretty good chance since he is going to reduce feint resist by 30% plus the high chance of feigning, if an enemy is feinted, reduce their damage resist by 50% instead. That is insane. If you guys want to know what damage resist is, that is a stronger debuff than defense down. Defense down, from what I know, is additive. But damage resist down is multiplicative. So you're going to be able to increase your damage by a ton. Then her true art. Here's the cool thing about all the ninjas. They actually enter a ninja state, or a weeb state. That's what I call it. Like the Blood Knights, like how Blood Knights have Magia Drive, they have the Weeb state. So the Weeb state, when activated during Weeb state, deal 56,000% dark damage physical. Also increase all allies' physical damage by 50% for 10 seconds. And increase own damage by 50% until Weeb state ends. It is stackable and it has no limit. So she literally can keep stacking her stuff endlessly. Now, this isn't the crazy part about her. She negates freeze and paralysis. She cannot be stopped unless she is fainted. Not only this, she increases her own art gauge by 3 for every 1% of max HP lost. So you know what that means? You know what that means? Every 1% of HP, she's increasing it by 3. So if you're down by like minus 20%, that means that you should be getting plus 60 art gauge, if I'm not mistaken. Not only this, she increases damage dealt to enemies with 30% or less HP, so she's going to be absolutely demolishing once you get below that threshold. And then her true weapon increases her own art gauge by 4 per second and reduces own defense by 50% as a skill. Now you may be like, OP, that's terrible. You want her to lose HP because of her art gauge. Not only this, when equipped by Shuri, increase own art gauge by 80 when entering weep state. When near death, increase own art gauge by 3 per second. And you may be like, OP, she's gonna die too quickly. Whenever you put her on the new Mono Dark team, you don't need to worry about that, to be honest. So it is absolutely absurd what she can do. She is amazing, one of the best units in this game, and I'm definitely saving for her. She's gonna be an absolute beast. And she's the main ninja that I've seen so far that is actually like, holy shit, this is broken. Apart from that, the other ninjas are actually good. Like the light ninja that just recently released is pretty solid too, but everyone else is kind of like, they're decent. They're not really super OP, but Shuri, I think, is super OP. But let me just say, that won't be coming out to probably like mid 2020 or even late 2020 whenever Shuri finally releases, so keep that in mind. Now moving on from that, we actually have Dark Finn and Dark Kane coming out at the end of 2019 to mid 2020 area. So Dark Finn, Dark Kane, what are these units? These units right here are the start of the dark meta. The dark meta will be coming back, or I want to say the dark meta. The dark team, let me say, is gonna be one of the best teams in the game again, because it makes me really happy, because that is my favorite team in the game. So the dark team is coming back with Dark Finn and Dark Kane, and they're gonna be an absolute monster. I'm talking about, they are gonna deal so much stuff. They're gonna do so much stuff. Dark Finn becomes the mono darks art gener that they needed. Dark Kane gives just a ton of buffs and a ton of damage buffs and everything, and does a ton of damage as well. So there's a lot of stuff going for this. They're really good, and these are actually the two units that I'm saving for specifically. I'm skipping everything, only pulling on the gacha, on the Kill la Kill gacha equip banner, and then pulling for Dark Finn and Dark Kane, and then pulling for Shuri. Now I want to say this too, is that after Dark Finn and Dark Kane, there is another unit that comes out. If you are wanting to build the perfect mono dark team, you are going to want to make sure that you save for this. So after Dark Finn and Dark Kane, a little bit after that, which should come out not too long after them, or even before them, it just depends how Next Ninja does it, is there's this unit called Dark Cilia. Yes, it is the tank Cilia, the light tank, but except she's a dark unit, and instead of her being a tank, she's more of an attacker. So she becomes really, really good whenever she's Dark Cilia, and it's very, very strong. So you're going to want to make sure that you save for that unit as well. Now that is my recommendations personally. I think that's going to give you the best advantage possible. Now also I want to say too, if you are a newer player, this isn't going to help you too much. Now you may be like, OP, what do you mean? As a newer player, you're not going to get too much benefit by following this schedule. This is for people more so that are already somewhat set up in the game. They don't really need too much other stuff. What's going to give you the most value? And this is going to give you the most value in my opinion. You summon on the gacha equip banner for Goku uniform, you save, you skip everything, and you go for Dark Finn and Dark Kane, and then after that you save and you try to get Shuri later on, and then on top of that also Dark Cilia. So of course that is a lot of time, so you will be able to summon if you want to, but like I said, I'm saving everything from the anniversary, all of that, until Dark Fit and Dark King comes out. So yeah guys, that's actually going to be it for this video. Tell me if you agree with me, tell me if you are saving for a specific unit and everything. Of course, I'll be making Should You Summon videos on all of the banners that come out, you know, in Grand Summoners, so keep a lookout for that. If you saw this video and you're like, I kind of want to pull for this banner, but I'm going to wait and see what you say in the Should You Summon, I'm going to be doing those as well, so don't worry about that. So guys, that's actually going to be it for the video. Thank you all for coming out, man. It's been your boy LP. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Grand Summoners content on the channel, and I'm out, guys. Peace.